Well, here we are. Podcast 2. The Powell brothers have a podcast. Episode 2, the table strikes back. We made that joke in the first episode, and
here we are.
Finally. And I think you'll notice we still didn't finish the table, and it's gotten messed up, so now we got to sand it and finish it.
Yeah.
So that's all of our updates for the studio this week.
New video coming of us building this table.
New video next week of us rebuilding the table. We're looking forward to it.
What's happened since then? What have you done?
I don't know.
I know you painted a bunch.
Yeah.
Ooh, you want to grab it and show it? You want to show off, do a little bit of show and tell? That's a move.
Which thing? Oh, well, I guess in honor of Chelsea winning moments before we started finishing this.
True. Yeah. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, got a new haircut. Feeling great. Feeling clean.
We can't say new effing haircut, but I remember that video.
It's back before Jersey Shore came out.
Yeah, this is a lot of people on the internet now don't remember that video, but we should bring it up. Oh, not that one. I gotta redo that one.
Wait, yeah. There's the Chelsea.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, we didn't talk about doing a shot like this, so I don't know if it looks good in frame or not, but...
just like bring it closer to you.
We didn't know which way... This is... I don't know if it's really worth explaining on the camera, but we never know which way this goes. It's like this or like this, so we just put a Chelsea tiger on it, so... Lion?
Little frame of reference.
It's a line.
Is it a line?
It's a line.
It's a line. It's a Chelsea line. Thanks, Mike.
Hey, man. Just your help.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of painting. We've been building out our light show, which is behind us. We've been kind of working on getting that. Mm-hmm. This will be the first week. People come out to the show tomorrow in Dallas will get to see the light show for the first time.
That's pretty exciting.
So, yeah, very excited about that.
Been doing pre-production for the record.
Well, yeah. What's crazy about this light rig, I think most people at this point know Sam Riggs is taking, I believe he said a year off he's going to be in Alaska flying airplanes.
He's got a couple shows on the books.
Yeah, but just like absolutely living the dream, like flying a float plane, going fishing every day. Like, whenever he told me that's what he was doing, I was very jealous, and we're still trying to figure out. But come to our shows and buy tickets so we can afford to go fishing with Sam. I guess that's what we're here for. But so Sam was not using his light rig, and we were driving to a show in San Marcos. Like we had a weird week where like shows got canceled. We filled them just to be out, and so like we were doing like kind of a pickup show in New Braunfels. Mm-hmm. We got a text message on the way there. Hey, I'm not using this light rig. Would you be interested? And we were, and what you can see behind us right now used to be Sam Riggs' lighting package, which I believe most of it came from, I should call him, make sure, but I want to say Chase Rice. I know he did a tour with, I think that was who it was, but he did a tour with them a while ago, and he had those cabs and was getting rid of them, and Sam got them. So it's fun to see them still on the road.
Yep, they've seen some miles, and they're going to see a lot more.
Yeah. And then we were able to bring in, Austin Strain, which was super cool because like we worked with Jamie Strain quite a bit whenever we first got going.
We go way back with the band.
Yeah, so I mean, even back to we did work with him at the church like a decade ago, and then toured with him. And Jamie's also the guy who found us our first Sprinter. He flew out like. We found that thing, me and him flew to Nashville, bought it, and then...
You drove it back, picked us up, we went and played a show the next day.
Yeah, and then we went to New Mexico, I think, on that run.
Yep, yeah, it was Lubbock and then New Mexico, yep.
That was one of the...
You, like, drove through the night to get us, and then we drove straight from there, like, to the show.
Yeah, the first show, that was the first full band show we ever did with Randall King. I got it in Nashville, I dropped Jamie off at a church in, like, South Houston. Met up with Wyatt, and then we drove to San Marcos. It was a crazy trip, and then we ended up. We ended up out in New Mexico at that really cool restaurant. We haven't been there in a while.
That's right, and they had like bullet holes in the bar and all that.
Yeah, somebody had been shot in the bar, and like this goes back to like Wild West days.
Yeah,
there was like a shootout, a cowboy shootout. It was in Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, that's right.
Yeah, but it was like, I can't remember the name of the bar, but it was real famous for, there was a shootout in the middle of the bar, and there's still, like, I sat at the hole sat at the spot at the bar where there's, like, the gun shop hole.
Man, remember that time we played a show in San Marcos and you had just gotten surgery?
Yeah.
What was the surgery?
I had my wisdom teeth taken out.
That's right. So you got your wisdom teeth taken out, and we drove to San Marcos and played. It was like a 3-hour.
It was a long show.
Super long show.
And so I had to sit down because I was so drugged out.
That's right.
And
But we played the show.
Yeah, we played the show. The show went fine, and I remember our dad came with us because he wasn't comfortable with me, like, still on that much, like, drugs, going and doing a show.
Right.
And his comment at the end of the night was, it was unsettling how good you played.
That's fantastic.
Joe was like, hey, went to music college, learned something.
Well, there you go. Cool. Well,
Yeah, that was a good, and that was also, I remember, because you get your wisdom teeth out, you don't want to eat anything because you don't want to mess up your, your birthday was the next week. I remember that, your 21st birthday.
really?
Yeah, because we went to Napa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which is a whole nother adventure.
Yeah, so yeah, you missed several Napa Valley trips, and so we went for your 21st birthday.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a crazy week, because, I didn't want to cancel the show, and I had just, the year before, had back surgery and missed a show at Eddie's Attic, missed a Super Bowl party.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we played a Super Bowl party whenever it was here in Houston, but I had back surgery and I wasn't there. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that Eddie's Attic show.
So yeah, because even that time I was supposed to take
Red Clay Theater.
Red Clay Theater. Yeah,
Red Clay Theater.
Yeah, I was supposed to take 3 months. I was supposed to walk for 3 months, and I started playing shows again after a month. And then when I had my wisdom teeth out, I was like, I can still walk. Like, I just can't sing. So I skipped nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time we did not miss shows.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Well, and I feel like in other types of work, I always hear people be like, oh, I didn't go to work because I was sick. And I'm just like, could you physically not walk or like talk? Because if not, why did you not go? And it's different now in the whole like COVID era.
Yeah.
But now we actually do take sick days.
I think we're more careful and more open to hearing our body telling us to stop.
Yeah, but before it was just go, go, go. There was no
Yeah.
reason to, unless like your voice was completely gone.
Yeah. But even then, dude, we've done shows where I didn't have a voice and we would tune everything down. I think the only time we ever
And we've
stopped
had
a
other
show.
people, like I've sang court, like there was
Yeah.
we
Well,
had stuff where I would sing lead.
I would
just to get through
I would
the show.
sing the verse and you would jump in for the chorus kind of thing. Yeah. No, I think the only show that we ever stopped was in Chicago. And we did like it was 45 minutes of an hour set and we could not go
yeah.
on. I had to it's the only time I've ever like gone back to the talkback mic and say, hey, we have to stop.
That was the right at the beginning of COVID. And I can't remember which holiday it was, but there's a charity thing where everybody shaves their head. That was going on the next day.
Interesting.
You have to look it up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I felt strain, like proper strain in my cords, and that was like the
Yeah, we didn't have COVID, but
No.
there was that.
No, it was before COVID. I thought.
No, so I mean, it was like we did that. That was our last show of that tour because we were in Chicago.
You're right. You're totally right. Yeah, because then we
drove to
down,
Michigan.
Yeah, to Michigan.
And that
Detroit
show
got canceled.
Yeah.
So
So
then
we took
drove.
a night off and like on the coast.
That's wild to think about.
Yeah, no, yeah. After the Detroit show got canceled, we drove right down to South Padre and we did that show Flatline Calvary Park in
Yeah.
McCollum.
Yeah,
and then
so
those
there
were the
was-
last two shows of the
There
year.
was concern, but it had not yet like properly shut down. Things were
Yeah.
still open, but like people were getting a little nervous. And then we got to South Texas, did 2 shows, and like the next day, that like Sunday after the last show.
Yeah, but I also remember Sunday was spring break, and I think at the Parker show there was like, and I don't know what they heard, but I was talking to some of like the security people there, and people had started like passing out after that show, and that's when I was like, okay, this is really happening.
Yeah.
Because people were like passing out on the streets and stuff. Not like a ton, but there's reports of like 3 or 4 after that show. And so we had one more show left.
Man, it's a different world back then.
I know, and like I think we at that point knew like, hey, like this is gonna be bad. This is our last show for a while, and so Roman took us out to a place called Clearwater, I believe. And just
The
basically
Shallows, yeah.
Yeah, so you just drive out, and this is a Corpus? Or no, we're in Padre.
I was gonna say it's
And
Padre.
so, yeah, so he came and picked us. It was awesome. He picked us up at the venue, and we got a bunch of. That was the first time I ever had a White Claw. And we went out to Clearwater, and we were shotgunning White Claws off his. Like the whole boat, like, so you get off the boat, and it's like 3 feet of water, like just as far as you can.
Yeah, it's like waist deep water.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a blast. So we just took us out there, and we had our own miniature spring break.
Yeah, our own secluded, quarantined before it was necessary.
Yeah.
Spring break. Yeah, good times.
It was the before 4 times.
It was the before 4 times. A lot's changed since then. But yeah. So, anyways, been hard at work here, recording, getting ready to record some new music, which we're very, very excited about. Also, the new
starts today. Whenever this airs,
yeah.
we're going to be recording.
Buy a Ticket just hit radio on Monday.
Yeah.
So that's all starting to really get started. We're very excited for that to happen.
Yeah,
Tammy
call
Millspa.
request,
Call and request to your local stations. Big shout out to Tammy Millspa for promoting that. We're very excited about that.
So I think it'll probably actually start showing up on radio this next week.
It should. I never know how that works.
Yeah,
But
there's like a.
it's a whole process. But
That's why you get a Tammy.
that's why you get
She
a
knows
Tammy.
all this
Exactly
stuff,
right.
and
Exactly right.
yeah, she tells us what we need to do.
But
And,
very excited about that. So lots of great stuff in the works. Yeah, doing these podcasts now, so that's great. Shooting a ton of content. That's kind of the big thing now, is just continually filming and releasing content, telling a story.
And, we'll start having guests on here soon, and we've just been getting in the rhythm of doing video. We've always just been like had that like quiet professional kind of mentality of just kind of keep your head down, work, and then this year it's if we don't tell our stories, nobody else is going to.
That's the funny thing, the concept, and I guess it's different in different professions, but the idea of like don't tell people what you're gonna don't tell people what you're gonna do, just go do it and like prove it to them.
Yeah, it's not a good idea in this industry.
No, because if you don't tell anybody about it, nobody's gonna know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work that way.
And it's a bummer, and I think too, like a lot of just music that I love is like the older, just like I don't know, 70s, 80s, and so back then, it was if you put a record out, you were one of maybe a handful of bands in that town, and honestly, like out here in New Waverly, like we were one of the few bands in town. There are no venues out here though.
Right.
Yeah, but back then it's like you're just like if you just went and played, that was it. And now there's just a whole new world.
If you could get your records into the stores and people could like see you on the shelf, because there just wasn't the amount of options that there are today. But
Yeah.
So
Now there's, I don't know how many, but hundreds of people just jam along to backing tracks on the internet every night. I don't know if you've watched any of those, but I know you have.
well said.
Yeah, I know we keep talking about it because we started to do one last week. We ended up not doing it. But it's just crazy. I see these people like just like noodling away, and there's like thousands of viewers. And we're just like, who would watch that?
Thousands of people.
Thousands of people.
Thousands of people.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's it. Again, it's super interesting now because artist and like the everyday person has more power to promote themselves, to put their music out there than ever before. But you're also competing with everybody now. Like, I think I said this to Grizz, the idea like it's easier for everyone, but it's more difficult for anyone.
Yeah.
Like everybody has access to this now, but like for one person to like cut through the amount of noise that now exists is a whole different game.
There is, and I mean, I think you say the same thing about going back to the guitar players noodling to backing tracks on live streams. There's a whole lot of people who can learn licks, but nobody learns how to use vibrato correctly.
Yeah, vibrato and dynamics are hard.
That, and to me, like that's, I mean, you can show me a bunch of flashy guitar playing, but like whenever you go to any note, if your vibrato's off, it's just like, buddy, you need to go work on that. That and bends, I think, are just like two telltale.
bends are hard.
People don't practice like. I don't know. I think people are just used to just like playing and moving on with their lives versus I think we definitely come from that world of every note you play lives forever. And
So what
you
you're
want it to be
saying
perfect.
is nuance matters?
It's the magic's in the
Nuance,
details.
Yeah, nuance is everything.
Yeah. I watched it was a documentary on it was a Saudi Arabian guy who was like a big power player in like the F1 scene over there. And that was his thing.
Classic.
Is every like business he owned and it was talking about, he kept coming back to the magic's in the details. And it's like those little tiny things. That's I remember Derek like kicked my butt whenever I like first like met him, and which this is still like a really funny story. Like Derek Toto, who's like one of my best friends, like he's come up in the last podcast too, I think. But like whenever I first went into my first day at Berkeley, I was in line to like do my proficiency testing, like the playing side of it. Derek was in line behind me, and like we didn't really talk. Like both of us like blues and didn't like everybody else, so like we got along.
Both just super nervous, white-tailed, just brand new,
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah.
No,
Just like-
not really him.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Two of the most confident people around. I think it was fine.
In that specific setting, yes. This was funny. It's like me and Derek talked, and like, you know, it was a fine conversation. It's like, okay, cool. Like met somebody else who's like into, you know, kind of into the elitist like blues world, I guess. I don't know. And so it was kind of funny. So after we talked very briefly, the next day, I like met this girl crossing. I was going like just crossing like Mass Ave, like right there by the bridge, and I like shared my umbrella with this like blonde girl, and so like there's like a very like brief thing, but I saw her again walking down like not Boylston. It's like right across the street.
Newberry?
No, it's like over near Symphony, maybe Old Torf. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. People listening probably don't know that area of Boston that well. But anyway, we're back to Boston.
It's madness over there.
So yeah, like this crazy
Streets
story
don't
though.
make
So I ran into that blonde girl again, just like walking by. She was walking out of her apartment. I was like, oh, like hey, like you're that guy from. Oh yeah. And then the guy, her boyfriend, walks out, and it was Derek.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's actually how we like became friends.
funny.
Yeah.
Sweet Derek.
Yeah, I know nobody really, of all of the fan questions we've gotten, nobody asked that one.
No, nobody asked that. On that note, let's hop over to questions. Let's do some like quick round question answer type thing. Mike, take it away.
This is the Winter Olympics special Powell Brothers quiz.
What is something you have to have on the road with you at all times?
That's a good question. What is
That's
something?
a fantastic
That's a
question.
really
Thank
good
you
question.
for asking that,
Yeah.
Michael. I appreciate that.
The mystery guy off the camera, Michael.
Sweet Michael.
Sweet Michael.
So this is something that I'm still trying to instill in my travel, but the idea of taking a candle, I think that's like the best idea of trying to make every space feel like our vibe. That's something I would say. And then for me, sunglasses. I have to have sunglasses. My eyes are blue and delicate, and
I really should have sunglasses.
I
on
don't
more.
go anywhere without sunglasses.
I just lose them, so I hate buying them.
Ooh, I don't. I have a pair that I've had for probably 5 or 6 years. I'm very intense about that. What about you?
For me now, it's tough to pick one thing, but either like the two biggest like lifestyle changes for me this last year would either be like and it's like not one thing, but like my cooking gear
Yeah.
or my gym bag. Cause like on the road, even though it's not all the time, being able to cook on the road, like, you know, it saves a little bit of money. I can eat healthier. But it's just like, it's relaxing. It's nice to be able to just go cook. And
Yeah.
just for my birthday this last year, I got, our father, he got me like, he wanted to get me like a Yeti. And like, I just feel like they're super cool.
They're great.
They're very expensive. And so we found out for the same price that I could basically get, it was a knockoff Yeti that had like a freezer built into it. Mm-hmm. And so I can be a freezer or just a refrigerator, and it runs off the car battery.
Yeah. Game changer.
It's been so sweet. And so right now I'm just I talked to Chad before this, and I'm trying to get us booked in Connecticut so that I can fill up that freezer full of Hummel hot dogs.
Yeah.
Because I tried to order some last week, $35 for like a several pound bag, which it's more expensive than like going and buying hot dogs at the grocery store. But $95 shipping, it was kind of killed that.
Yeah, shipping's madness right now.
And every time there's especially like East Coast, there's like several foods that you just can't get down here. And so every couple times a year, I keep wanting to like get stuff sent down here, and shipping's just ridiculous. I was going to get Mike's Pastries to like send us cannolis for like Christmas one year, and it was going to cost like $300, and like most of it was shipping.
I guess hot dogs have to stay refrigerated too, but that would not keep well. All right, next question.
Oh yeah, question.
Favorite artist?
Favorite artist? For me, it'd be Brian Eno.
Oh, painter.
Oh, did you mean like musical artist?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it could be anything, any kind of artist. Yeah, but I didn't expect
Brian's my boy. He was kind of. I love graffiti stuff, but my like personal taste in graffiti is. I like simple like repeating stuff, and I like things that are more. I think a lot of like graffiti stuff can get like too crazy. And that's like part of it's kind of the nature of it. So some of the people who've kind of taken it in I feel like Brian kind of, even though he does like amazing like traditional graffiti stuff, his like just use of like topography and like colors and like very simple
makes it just accessible.
Yeah, it's so cool, and it's like clean. I like the kind of like the cleaner side
minimalistic.
Minimal, clean like graffiti stuff is really really cool to me.
That's dope. I'd say for me, I'm super into Louis Armstrong right now. Super into Louis Armstrong, and then just Wes Anderson. Been watching a lot of Wes Anderson movies. Still haven't seen The Dispatch though.
Oh, me neither. We should go watch that.
Yeah. So.
If you've seen The Dispatch, comment below on should me and Taylor watch it. We're going to see it anyway. We don't care about your opinion.
But comment anyways.
Yeah.
All right, next question.
Couple more. Desert island piece of media. What do you take with you to the desert island?
And so we talked about a little bit of this off camera, and so I thought, desert piece of media was a bit of a dumb question, because it's like, are we assuming there's power outlets in the desert?
Yeah, it is definitely a loaded question, and it's not specific.
It's what book would you take to the desert with you, but we'll give you other options to look like an idiot.
Let's pretend power wasn't an issue.
Let's pretend power was an issue. I mean, do we got Wi-Fi?
Or you found like a secret...
Can we play
YouTube?
Like Lost. You found like a little thing in the ground, and you went in there, and there was like somebody living in there, and they said, "Hey, you can use this."
Oh
power.
my gosh! Do we kill that guy?
No, you become friends.
Like in Lost? Oh, okay. Because I'm pretty sure they killed that guy in Lost.
We love everybody here at the Powell Brothers. No killing.
Oh, we do too. I think if we were on the... Oh, wait. Have y'all seen Lost? People watching on camera? I don't want to ruin it. Have you?
I have not seen it.
There's no spoiler alerts like a decade later.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all dead.
The whole time?
Oh, yeah. They died in the plane crash right in the first episode.
It was... Yeah.
Whoa. Jesus.
Yeah.
Man, that's
so,
big,
power does
that's a pretty big spoiler.
If
Bruce Willis
if you've
is
been watching
dead.
Lost, turn it off. Turn it off now.
Oh, yeah. Warning after we ruin the show for you. If you haven't seen Lost yet, don't watch the
put a
last
spoiler
10
alert.
seconds.
Wow. Well, it's funny because I had no, dog in that race. But when you said it, I still feel like I was cheated out of something that I was never going to watch. But wow, that's a really big spoiler.
Yeah. This is one of the, this is a random story, but I was, me and my roommate were in the same, it was an intro to MP&E at Berkeley. And Richard Gibbs was teaching that day. And
Classic Richard.
And so I'd have to look up, he did a couple really cool film scoring projects, but he was a keyboard player for Oingo Boingo. So he worked with Danny Elfman and stuff. Right. And so he's guest teaching this class, and my roommate is sitting right next to me, laptop open, headphones on, and is just watching Lost in the middle of this lecture. And at one point, they ask him "Hey man, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm watching Lost." And he's like, "Oh, what episode are you on?" And they talked about Lost for a second, and he was like, "Man, this guy's gonna."
Man,
you just let him go back to watching Lost.
Music college.
It was hilarious.
What a time! What a time!
Yeah.
Speaking of Lost, segue. Last question. Favorite TV show?
I'm on a Band of Brothers kick right now.
Band of Brothers
Band of
is
Brothers.
great.
Yeah.
Band of Brothers would be, for me, like my all-time favorite TV show is Boston Legal.
Boston Legal's great.
Yeah, that's definitely like, I think that'd be my favorite. But right now I'm on a big Grey's Anatomy kick.
Yeah. Never seen it, but I'm sure it's great.
Well, I got COVID during the summer, and I started watching it, and I mean, it hasn't been that long. It's been like maybe 5 months. And I'm almost done.
So much.
Yeah, there's 18 seasons of it. Each of them are like 24 episodes.
Yeah. The other two shows we've really been into while traveling, Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Love that show. And then Letterkenny,
Letterkenny, yeah.
which is a great show that doesn't get talked about enough.
Which is another thing. Come buy our tickets to our show so we can afford to go see the Letterkenny show.
Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. Well, anything else you want to say?
We didn't get asked this question, but since we have a platform to talk about whatever we want to, I think this is a great time to bring up how good of a movie. I can't think of the name of the movie.
Forrest Gump.
Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, Jojo Rabbit's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I was going to.
I'm glad you brought that up.
I know.
That's
I was
a good point.
I was going to have Mike ask us what was your favorite movie that came out in the last 2 years. But then I was like, you know what?
Why?
Yeah, why bring him into this?
He's not on camera.
Yeah.
We are in control of this moment.
Jojo Rabbit was a really good movie.
It's a great movie.